What's up, boozers?
We're doing the visit.
We're doing the visit.
The visit.
So this movie was from 2015. That was forever ago.
So the first time we watched this movie was amazing because there is a point, and you know it's coming. It's a silly jump scare that you know is there, but as soon as it came, I was still screaming at the top of my lungs while everyone else in the house was fast asleep. So good.
It was great. It was the highlight of my night.
Now Becky here,
She
done made a mistake, read the twist before watching the film.
I have a problem. The visit is about two kids who are going to visit their grandparents for the first time. Their mother is estranged from her parents. She gets back in contact with the parents after so many years.
I thought the daughter went and kind of suggested it to her as part of her visit
Probably.
project.
You're not really 100% sure on what happened in the past until the end. But the kids go for like a week or something to visit the grandparents.
Because their mom's going on a cruise with her new boyfriend.
Yes. I mean,
she was estranged because, I think, and they kind of give that in the beginning of the film, they didn't like the guy that she ran off with. And
basically, yeah. They go to spend some time with their grandparents while mom is away. As the kids are hanging out with their grandparents, they realize that something is very wrong with these people. And every time they Skype with their mother, the mother's just saying, you know, they're getting senile, they're getting older, so don't worry about it.
And even the girl is old enough to understand this as well. She explains it multiple times to her
the
brother, who seems terrified about everything because he's, what, a 10-year-old boy?
And he's annoying. Oh my god.
Yeah, I really hate how much they played into the specific character aspects of the daughter and the son. Too much. It was completely unnecessary, and they tried to make it funny, and it was just annoying. You were like, I don't like these kids.
It was written and directed by M. Night Shama-lama-ding-dong. The girl, the daughter, granddaughter,
She's working on a video documentary sort of thing?
Yeah, she's a film...
It's kind of weird.
She's a film enthusiast, and she likes to videotape things. So she's making this documentary about her mom, how she became estranged from her parents.
And then weird stuff starts happening. So the mom goes on the cruise, the kids go to the grandparents' house, and it's sort of normal at first.
And then it gets weird.
They set up a lot of weird stuff, and I really liked it, that they set up a lot of jump scares that didn't happen. I love that, because you're, like, covering your eyes, peeking through like this, and it never comes. And then all of a sudden it's like, jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, jump scare.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
One thing I didn't like about this film is, who wouldn't show, in this day and age, a picture of themselves?
Right.
We're gonna
30 in 2016. Cell phones existed most of her life.
Obviously, they're Skyping through most of the things. Yeah. So why wouldn't they set up like a Skype to talk with their grandparents or something like that? It just seems silly. They have internet. It's not very good, but they have internet enough to Skype. Cameras in all shapes and forms are readily available. There's no reason why they shouldn't be sending each other pictures to, I don't know, say, hey, you haven't seen us in X amount of years, to their daughter, but, you know, here's a picture of us. Give it to your kids so they know who they're looking for at the train station.
Right.
The son is a rapping enthusiast / germaphobe.
He's very in tune with himself, which is something I like. It's really a struggle around other people. So you can see why this kid doesn't socialize well, but he's a genius and completely oblivious at the same time.
I thought they played into that a little too much. I thought it was annoying.
The characters were too much. All the weird stuff that happens, they have a great
explanation for it.
An explanation for it. And the kids, obviously, having internet access, no pictures of their grandparents, but they can Google everything in the entire world. They see that everything the grandparents tells them is valid and completely believable.
For the most part, until they start getting into, like, the twisted side of it, which is several days down the road.
There's a lot of old person nudity, which is... I guess, kind of a scare factor for some people, but I watch way too much Game of Thrones, so
it
doesn't affect me.
Yeah. It wasn't quite what I expected, but I mean, it was, again, an M. Night Shama-lama-ding-dong.
And you had the twist ruined
I had
for
the
you.
twist, yes, which was stupid.
I had predicted before it was revealed in the film, but still, I can imagine the movie would have been way worse had I known all along that this was not the actual story that was happening, that something else had gone on.
Spoiler alert! We're going to talk about spoilers from here on out.
But it gets a bit chaotic and sort of in the style of the self-filmed horror films at the end.
Yeah.
Where everything's on camera, you know, they've got it
She's
sitting on the
filming most of
counter, or he's filming or she's filming, or the crazy grandparents have started filming, and I don't really like that in most horror films.
Yeah, it was kind of nauseating.
I literally get motion sick from it. The starring? Wow.
Olivia de Jong.
I would believe that is a Dutch last name, so I'm going to go with De Jonge.
Ed Oxenbould.
Deanna Dunnigan.
And Peter McRobbie. And Catherine Hahn.
Who's in, 40-Year-Old Virgin, as far as I know?
So as the film progresses, she tries to get out of her grandparents what happened, and the more she asks the grandma, the more she just starts having these fits.
Right.
Every time she's asked, and you know there's something not right. In the end, basically the twist is that, like I said, there's a spoiler alert earlier, so if you didn't want to hear any spoilers, you should have clicked off by now. The grandparents volunteer at a old folks home, basically, a therapy center, and two of the patients had heard that the grandkids were coming into town. So they kill the grandparents, the actual grandparents, and put them in the basement. And two of the people from this old people's psych ward are taking the place. So eventually they Skype with their mother. They show their mother the grandparents out in the yard. And she goes, "Oh my God, call the police. These aren't your grandparents. You got to get out of there."
It got to a point where it was so chaotic that you knew that they had to not be the grandparents. But I don't know. We both watch horror films religiously, so we're looking for this stuff.
Right. And it's M. Night Shyamalan, so you know that there's some kind of
going to be something
weird
twist. It's not a film I would want to watch again, but I do remember almost every single scene from it.
Yeah, it was great. However, I do believe that if a girl caught all of this story that was unfolding that she didn't know about on film like she did, she would be racking in all kinds of money.
Gone viral.
Not even just viral. It would have been an amazing story to tell, to have on film, and she would have been making lots of money to pay for the therapy that she and her brother would need.
Mm-hmm. At the end, it's like it never happened.
Right.
They make jokes about it and whatnot. And when you're psychologically scarred like that, you have to make jokes about it to get by. But this, there's no
you feel like
and
there's no feeling afterwards either. I didn't feel like they had much of a feeling.
No, there's not really an emotional attachment to it. You're just watching it happen.
So IMDb gives us a 6.2 out of 10.
5.5.
5.5. I'd give it about a 5.
Yeah.
I'd say it's worth
really
it
good the first time, but I have no interest in watching it again.
No desire in seeing it. It's not something I want to own. Make sure, click the like, subscribe, comment down below. Check out our social media. She thinks it's funny. This is serious shit.
Until next time,
stay awesome.
Keep boozing.
Cheers.